So in A-level photography, coursework is split into different sections. So I'm going to give you an idea of what a section would look like. So first of all, we would find a relevant photographer to study, and then we'd plan our photo shoot and think about how we would set the camera up, how we would set the lighting up, and how we would formulate composition. So here we look specifically at lighting. So you can see we've done a setup photo shoot showing how she set it up alongside what the photographs look like, and then a couple of edits at the bottom. So here we've got the final edits for this section. Next, we would do some basic Photoshop editing and almost correct and perfect some of the images. So here you can see the strings and the guides that propped this fruit up have been removed, creating that polished look. So photo shoots are really important, and you would expect to do several different photo shoots in each section. So this is an example of the next photo shoot. So here it shows some smaller images with the different types of lighting and then the final edits. So here you're showing a development from the first section, that your ideas have moved on and your work is becoming more complex. For each section you'd have a final piece. So this final piece is based on portraiture, and then the other final pieces moving on throughout the book would be based on other genres. So for example, still life or landscape. And as you can see, we would move on to another section of work in the same sort of format. So within this, you'd be looking at different camera skills. So all of the time you're linking back to how to use a camera, how to record your images in the best way possible. So here you can see an exploration of focal points, depth of field, and in later sections we'd look at long exposure. Towards the end of your sketchbook, you'd be putting together some final edits. So we usually work in series. So as you can see here, we're exploring the theme of evaporated and vapour. And each photograph has been edited in a different way. So this middle one has been collaged as well as photoshopped. And this final one has been transferred onto fabric. Okay, so here you can see we've got stitching. So we're using art materials to make the photographs have more texture. So here we've got acetate and glue to create that texture. So if you like to work in art materials as well as photography, this is a really good way of having that experimentation. The final aspect of the course is to produce an essay, which is a summary of everything you've learned. So first of all, you'd have your introduction explaining what your project's about, and then you'd go back into your sketchbook, you'd look at your first artist, and then summarise what you did in that first section. So here you can see the two final pieces for that section. We've then got the second section, and then again the final piece. Now these final pieces can go into the larger boards, okay, as evidence for the final assessment objective.